Do you guys remember the game Black and White? It was an older game on the computer. It's on Windows, it went to Mac eventually, and what you did was you played as a god who controlled their subjects, essentially. You would make decisions for them, you would help them run their lives, and basically set them up for either success or bloody failure, essentially, because they would go in some pretty bad ways. But for the most part, you would decide what they did most days and how they lived. And what was great was you had the choice ethically between being a good and loved god or an evil and feared god. And it was a really cool idea at the time, because then we didn't have a lot of games that let us choose ethically how we wanted to be in a game. And a lot of people liked this game. It was a very, very big game back then on the computer. It's a cult classic. People still talk about it to this day. It's on, like, if you go on Good Old Games, you'll see people kind of vote for it, talk about it all the time, just looking for a Black and White 3. Now, there were two made, Black and White 1, Black and White 2. Both of them were developed and created by Lionhead Studios. Most of us know Lionhead, especially if you're a younger viewer, probably know them more so for the game Fable, the Fable 1, Fable 2, Fable 3, of course, all on the Xbox consoles and Windows for Fable 1. And it's fun to think, to be like, oh, wouldn't that be great if Black and White 3 existed? Wouldn't it be great if I could make it exist? It's another thing to go on a site that allows you to do this called Kickstarter, of course. We know Kickstarter. We've lived with Kickstarter for probably long enough at this point. It's good for certain projects, bad for others. The real problem is Kickstarter does not, of course, screen or do anything to check these people who want to take your money, essentially. So in this case, we have somebody who is a fan of the series, I assume well and over their head here. They should not be making a page asking for your money to make a game that will probably never come to light. But you know what? Let's take a look at the page and see what we think. So this is the page here by The Divine One. I assume that's their username on Kickstarter. Not 100% sure. I don't do a lot of Kickstarter myself, but let's just go down from there. Let's ignore the backers and everything for now. We'll come back to that. But you can kind of see here that there is not much to it. They have an image of Black and White, like a little, I guess it's a little image for it for promotional materials. But you go down from there, and so in Kickstarter, you're supposed to design this page that we were just looking at. You're supposed to design this page to entice people to give you money, to show them that you're competent, to show them that you can create this thing that you're showing them. It doesn't necessarily have to be a game. There's a lot of products and ideas that come to Kickstarter. And what you do is you want to show them that you're professional and you are able to complete the task that you're putting in front of them and bring it to market. Well, this is probably the best page ever for that. And I think it's no more obvious than the first paragraph. So you'll see here at the About This Project part, right away, they completely mess up the black and white figure here. You see these three words. Very easy to fix that, obviously. They decided to kind of start that way by capitalizing B. And of course, at that point, you figure, okay, they're going to type black and white in the ampersand for and then, of course, capitalize white. No, they decide to capitalize B for some weird reason, type and white, and then completely mess that title up. I know it's a small nitpick to kind of do, but it's important. Again, this is stuff that should be scrutinized by your backers before they hand a stranger money. So he goes on for the rest of this paragraph, and he basically just summarizes the game, what it was about. He doesn't put any actual thought into this until the final sentence. And all he says is, my plan is to design a game just like this using modern tools and game engines. My goal is to reboot the God game genre. I think I'm already sold on this one. I guess I'll get my credit card soon. But for the sake of argument, let's scroll down a little further here and take a look at his frequently asked questions. I think they will be expected on Kickstarter. I don't think they are going to surprise anyone. First one, will the game be called Black and White 3? I'm still contemplating whether or not I will try to purchase copyright from Microsoft. They have publicly stated they will not move forward with the title, so it all depends on them. So here's where it gets kind of muddy. Black and White is owned essentially by EA. It was published by EA. They should own the rights to it. I don't know if they got confused because it came out on Windows, but it also came out on Mac, and at the time, Microsoft and Mac did not like each other that much. So I don't think Microsoft would have said, hey, would you like Black and White on your system that we're trying to fight you over? I know it might help your sales of your computers, but I think it would do well on your system. Now, EA owns the rights at this point to it. You'd have to go to EA. So right away, they don't even know where they would go to get the copyright from. Again, this page should be researched heavily before you type it and put it public, because this person is asking for $15,000. This next one is my favorite. Do you have any experience in game design? I'm going to stop right here, give you guys 2 seconds to tell me what you think he's about to say. Again, he's asking for $15,000, and he wants to design a game that will basically be a sequel to a very beloved Black and White 2, Black and White 1, that whole franchise. So what do you guys think? Do you think he has any idea what he's doing with game design? No, this will be my first attempt in game design. I would like to form a team, and I am always looking for collaborators on the project. Great. Also in his bio, he says he wants to become a CEO. This is all kind of forming together in my mind here, guys. I have a feeling this person has the idea that they can design Black and White 3, become a CEO, and have a large company all at once with zero game design, and more than likely, based on this page, zero business sense. And here we go. This is great too. So he has, on Kickstarter, you pledge different amounts based on how much money you can give them, and you will in turn usually get some kind of reward, whether it be a straight up thank you for helping, or an item, or the game. Well, from what I can tell here, if you pledge $2 or more, you get a game copy. I don't know what that means exactly, because I figured you'd say copy of the game in this state, a finished copy of the game, not game copy. I don't even know what that means in terms of language skills. It should be copy of the game, a finished product of the game, not game copy. That almost sounds like he's just going to burn CDs and mail it to you. If you pledge $10 or more, you'll get update tracking. I assume that means you will get sent messages that tell you how far along his eventual broken game will be. It's kind of a shame, because it does not say you will get a CD burned with the game on it. It does not say game copy under there. Apparently you're spending more money than the limited edition $2 one, and you won't get a copy of the game. For $25, you'll get a reserved copy of completed game. He actually types that correctly. I don't know why he could not. See, this is what's weird. Now, all of a sudden, I think the $2 one is something different, because it's game copy. I don't know what that even means. Pledging $35 or more will get you reserved copy and all of the DLC. Good news. We already have paid DLC on the way. Game isn't even in development stage, and we have DLC. Outstanding. It's already looking like EA as it is. I mean, does no one else feel like that's like a huge middle finger for any of these backers before that? Like, if you were a person who threw your $2 in or your $25 in, and you get your game, and then a month later they come out with DLC that you have no access to, that seems a little weird, especially to plan this out, because this basically says that they are planning to release the game probably with stuff that they could have put in it, and instead they're going to hold it and then release it with DLC down the road, like a month or two later. Again, no plans here. I would be shocked if he had any sort of business plan or anything about this. I feel like he just typed this thing up the other night and just pasted it on a Kickstarter and said, here we go, hope this works. And $50 gets you game copy. Oh, there it is again. It's game copy again. How did he go back to that? I guess even in the one above that, it says game copy and DLC. So for $2, you get a game copy. Or if you want to give him $25, you get game copy. So I don't know what he's doing here. I know it says limited availability for the $2 one, but I don't see any kind of limit on it. It just says $2. It says available for a limited time with 2 exclamation points. So I would take that seriously. But yes, $50 gets you the beta access as well, which I assume the whole game is going to be a beta at release date anyway. If it gets there, I'd be shocked, again, if he gets this off the ground. Do we really think he's going to raise enough money to even complete this goal? $15,000, by the way, guys, is not enough at all to build this game. I'm not really sure what that's going to get him for the amount of time it takes to develop a massive game like this. It's going to cost a lot of money. A lot of companies put hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars into their games by the time they're able to beta test them. I assume this $15,000 would go into things like paying programmers, paying for assets, paying art direction, designers. I mean, it's not happening. And this is again, the worst part of Kickstarter. Even though they put a link here underneath of the risks and challenges, which he actually asked, by the way, he's asking people for money, but then he goes on to say, I'll be trying to get a hold of the original designers and coders of the original Black and White to try to come up with new IDs. New IDs. and gameplay elements. However, for now, I just want to see what is possible. So he's going to go ask the people who originally worked on it to help him work on the new one. I don't know why he thinks they're going to help them in the first place. Why would they help this person when if they really wanted to do it, they would just go do it themselves under a different name? This whole thing is stupid anyway because he can't use Black and White 3. He could not use that name. He would have to use something different. And then why wouldn't the original developers just go off and make the game themselves? I don't understand. This person has nothing to add to them. He has no business plans. He has no business sense from what I can tell. He has no game experience with designing and programming. He admits that in his frequently asked questions. So I don't know why these people would drop whatever they're doing and just come help him. So here we go. Learn about accountability on Kickstarter. Fair enough. First thing, accountability. Who is responsible for completing a project as promised? It's the project creator's responsibility to complete their project. Kickstarter is not involved in development of projects themselves. Kickstarter does not guarantee projects or investigate a creator's ability to complete their project. On Kickstarter, backers ultimately decide the validity and worthiness of a project by whether they decide to fund it. They're basically telling you right now, guys, that if you give this person money and they don't do anything, that you're out of that money, and too bad. The person had enough time, obviously, to type up not even a paragraph. I wouldn't be shocked if he copied half that crap from, like, the wiki page. But this person had enough time to type up 300 words, put it in front of you, and say, give me money. And that's the scary part, like I said before. That's the whole thing here that makes no sense to me. 9 backers for $265. He still has 21 days to go. So hopefully no one else gives him money because he's not making this game. I mean, let's be honest here. Even if he got all $15,000, nothing would happen. He has no experience. And there's nothing here that says he has to make the game. He'll just take the $15,000 and buy a sweet computer or something. I mean, let's be honest here. He might as well have said, I want money. Black and White 3 would be cool. Give me money. That would have at least cut to the chase of the whole thing. You know, Black and White 3 is awesome, but how about you give me money so I can, you know, go buy stuff with it? Oh, that's why I stay off Kickstarter. It's so bad. I mean, there's some good projects on there. There really are, but there's so much terrible stuff on Kickstarter and nobody polices it. But if you want to check out just this terrible Kickstarter project, I'll leave a link to the description, guys. You could check it out, see what you think. I think you'll have a good chuckle as you read down it. Realize that he even put a video on there to give his page any credibility, you know, a video of anything. He could even cut something together with old assets or something from trailers, but no. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time.